Thanks, Carl, for that introduction. It's really obviously quite interesting to see that you spent so much time working in the fire service and now that you are in UKRI, both obviously fantastic institutions. My question is, how did you find it transitioning? So you were in the fire service for quite a number of years. You established yourself in terms of project management and you developed some skills and some knowledge and you applied those in a project management setting in the fire service. What was the transition like going from one institution to another institution, which was UKRI? Did you find any similarities or any differences?
Certainly. I mean, first off, my first impressions of transitioning from a career of 13 years is it's actually quite terrifying to leave and leave what you know, and the methods you know, the people you know, all of those institution parts you know, leaving that all behind and jumping into the unknown, really. But I mean, for me, as I said, the fire service very much public service and UKRI very much public service. Actually, there are a lot of similarities in the way we operate, in our objectives, in the outcomes. You know, we aren't driven by profit. So actually that drives a certain mindset in the people. I've found in both industries, people are there because they are really passionate about what they're doing. And actually the way it's structured is quite similar as well. So not only some of the great parts of the fire service I find in UKRI, but also some of the challenging parts are also in UKRI. And there are new challenges as well. So no, it was a big mix of emotions, but over the past year, I found it's been massively welcoming. And yeah, at the same time, there's a lot of surprising crossover, I found.
I think that's really inspiring. I genuinely think that's really inspiring because I think a lot of people who will have had some project management experience, who will be set in a specific industry, whether they're working in retail, manufacturing, wherever they may actually be, and they're using project management skills, it's really actually inspiring to hear that those can be transferred from one organization to another. And I think that's is one of the positive things about project management. And this is what I'm trying to imbue into my audience all the time. I say, you know, you've got this opportunity as long as you've got the core skills, you've got the critical thinking, you can actually segue those into somewhere else, and your career as such will be quite interesting. And I suppose I'm going to make an assumption here, but you know, probably 5 or 10 years ago, when you were in the fire service, you probably never thought, well, actually, I'll end up working in UKRI, and then this opportunity came about, and you felt that you were qualified to apply for that based on your project management experience. Would that be fair to say?
Very much fair to say, yeah. I mean, 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have even entertained the thought. You've told me I was leaving the fire service and that career path was going to change. I probably wouldn't have believed you. But as your experience grows and you learn more and understand more about how things are working outside of your sphere, actually. And again, one of the things that really played a part in my transition between the roles was I was doing quite a lot of engagement with other fire services, and it meant a lot of travel around the UK. So it was exposure to different people, different ideas, different ways of working. And it was actually the big, scary, wide world out there isn't as big and scary as you think. And there's loads of similarities out there in different industries. And the more people I spoke to, it became actually, it was more building confidence in myself, thinking, actually, the things I know are relevant elsewhere. I thought I was very niche in the fire service, but it was surprising when I was speaking to people from the HSE or from any other, other industries out there who were interested in what I had to say about the fire service. It was interesting to see that actually my knowledge was applicable outside. Maybe not the technical details, but the skills and the understanding and those I've built up were actually really relevant in other industries. So yeah, that gave me the confidence to then go out and look for new opportunities.
I agree. I think number one is that it is about self-belief, and I try to impart that all the time. I say, you know, you might feel like you're underqualified or you're not suited to this particular post or whatever, but actually self-belief is really important. As long as you know you're good at what you're doing and you've got the experience and you're willing to grow in lead and manage in your new organization or your new position, then you know go for it. The only person who's holding you back is you at the end of the day, and that's what I try to say.